All right. So last time, guys, we discussed and analyzed the lesson, the garbage project. Okay. And this project was a project that took place in the University of Arizona, and then it transported or it got transported to different cities all over America, all over Canada, and many people, and many students made use of this project that took place in Arizona. What did it reveal? It revealed that us human beings, we produce a lot of garbage, more than that we thought we did. This is something important, and it taught us that we need to recycle our garbage, more to lessen its negative impacts on the environment and on us. It also taught us that we have to find better ways to dispose of garbage which is hazardous, guys, like motor oil and like probably batteries. Okay, I never knew that batteries were so bad on our environment in the way that this lesson explained. The bad thing about let me say batteries and motor oil is that they mix with the rainwater, and they contaminate the natural resources that are in the ground. Can you imagine the natural resources of water, I mean? And this is what is so bad. And later on, we drink this water, we consume it, in different ways. We use it to irrigate our plants, huh? And what happens is that, it poisons, let me say, the plants that we eat. Can you imagine? So this is really awful. So basically, we do have to think of ways in order to reduce this, garbage problem that we have. And in Arizona, they kind of benefited from this project, and they did, use different means in order to get rid of the garbage. And knowing the problem is always a very good step in solving the problem. So when you know what's really going on, this is the first step, that you can use in order to solve any problem. Because if you don't know there's a real problem, how can you solve it? All right. And the thing is that we should all work on, these projects all over the world in order to, reduce the problem of, accumulating garbage that is polluting our environment, polluting our water, and not doing us really any good. All right. For about today, we're going to do the exercises that are based on this reading passage. So let's take a look at page 102, guys. All of us should have our books on 102. As you can see, I have already prepared the page for you over here. So this is what we want to take a look at right now. See, in order to, as usual, complete the sentences. So take a look at the words. The words I have already discussed for you. But it's okay, we'll take a look at them again. So dispose of means to get rid of, to throw away and no longer use, all right? It's a, to dispose of, it's a verb here, all right? Then we have the word waste. Waste, of course, guys, it depends on where it goes, but I can see because I've answered the question dry waste. Waste means, like garbage or nifayat, all right? Reveals, this means yakib, guys, all right? أو يتخلص من. Reveals معناها, guys, over here, what reveals? To show in English, and in Arabic means, you know what? To show means يظهر يورجي بالعامية بنقول احنا, all right?
يكشف.
يكشف. Thank you so much. Amazing. Thank you so much. Yes, that's really true. So we have the word archaeologist, and that is what, a person whose major is to use information that he or she digs from the ground, okay, old, let me say artifacts this person uses in order to understand how people lived a long time ago, okay? In Arabic, what is an archaeologist? Alim, athar, right? Battery, just like the word Arabic, battariya, right? So a battery is like something that we use to produce energy, to make, certain devices, small ones, maybe clocks here, watches, work. Actual means for real, okay? واقعي, حقيقي, right? Actual. Hazard, so hazard means danger, خطر, all right? Landfill is a place, guys, where we throw garbage, اللي هي بنسميها مكب النفايات, guys. So in every probably city there is one, and it's far away from houses. It's very remote from houses and where people live, because it has a very bad scent. Hopeful is an adjective, and it means to be hopeful. That is to have hope. يكون الإنسان عنده أمل, right? Yeah. Investigate means to like look into through something. Look into something to understand how it happened. All right. اللي هو أن يتحرى, for example, or يتفحص. All right. Modern. The word modern, I think all of us know what this means. Hadith, right? On the other hand, من ناحية أخرى. So we want to check like the other side of things, or when we want to talk about the other side of things, we use on the other hand. So you might talk about positive things, and then you want to talk about negative things. So you say on the other hand, then you talk about the negative. All right, guys? Yeah. So now we want to complete these sentences. If you would like to participate, you can raise your hand. I would really appreciate you raising your hand. All right? Yeah. So we have Siba. Siba, do you want to do the first one?
Yes, Doctor.
Go ahead.
I'm not very hopeful that people will start recycling more of their garbage.
Good. I am not very hopeful. So the word hopeful. See where it goes before, after very. Huh? So it's an adjective that people will start recycling more, because sometimes in certain countries in the world, people are used to a certain way of dealing with garbage, and they feel they're gonna put a lot of effort and work, and they don't want to do that. All right. Okay, sentence 2, Afaf, you have your hand up.
The hole in the street is a hazard to...
Good. The hole means, guys, al-hufra. That's what it means, okay, Afaf? The hole in the street. Sometimes when people drive their cars, in the street, you know what, they have to, drive slowly because of holes in the street, right? Maybe those holes, happened in the street because of the rain, okay? Afaf, you got the idea? So what is it? It's a hazard. It's a kind of danger to cars. Why? Because it could destroy or hurt the wheels of the car, or the bottom part of the car, right? Yeah, it could, kind of, impact the car in very bad ways. Alrighty, let's have Tagreed. Tagreed, let's do 4.
Okay.
Oh, 3, I'm sorry, 3. Yes, Tagreed.
Okay. That light won't work without a battery.
Excellent. So sometimes we have lights at home, the ones that you carry, the ones that you carry, the portable ones. When the electricity goes down, we have lights at home. Sometimes they need, to be recharged. They need batteries sometimes. So yeah, so the light won't work without of course, if my method of, making it work, or the method of it is a battery, we need to put a battery in it, okay? Now remember, guys, the text advises us to use batteries, but what kinds of batteries does the text advise us to use? Do you know? Huh, guys? The text, remember the text, the reading passage that I read and analyzed, and discussed for you? It says that if you want to use batteries, there's something that some kind of battery. Do you want to tell me, Dalia? Dalia, do you know what kind of battery the text advises us to use? Siba, do you know?
Yes, Doctor.
What kind?
Rechargeable battery.
Excellent job. Rechargeable. Rechargeable means you can charge it again. اللي هي بطاريات الشحن, guys, just like the mobile phone batteries, okay? Like those. Thank you so much, Siba. All right. We want to move on to the next sentence, which is sentence 4. Who would like to do 4? Dalia, do you want to do 4?
Yes, Doctor.
Go ahead.
I know we make a lot of garbage, but I don't know the actual amount.
Thank you so much. Very good. I know we make a lot of garbage, but I don't know the actual amount. Do you know when you will know, Dalia? When you take a look at your dad or your brother, or you taking out the garbage, you will know. So basically at home, my kids are sometimes surprised because they throw the garbage out, okay? So I call them like every day, they come throw the garbage. So I have 2 boys. And I let them, once I let Ahmed, and one time I let Muhammad, because I have Muhammad and Ahmed, take the garbage out. So they're like, Mom, where did this garbage come from? I'm like, I don't know, from your rooms, from the kitchen. You got it? So yeah, sometimes, people are surprised at how much garbage they produce, But yeah, well, I don't know why we produce this much, honestly speaking. We're a consumer, we're consumers, aren't we? We're a consumer kind of society. Alrighty, let's go to 5. We only have Siba and Afaf. Where is everybody else, guys? Come on. I need more people to participate. Huh? Who wants a 10 in the participation? Huh? Come on. Siba, do you want to?
Yes,
Yeah.
modern societies produce more hazardous waste than ancient society did.
Thank you so much. That's really true. Modern societies produce more hazardous waste, good, than ancient societies did. Do you think that ancient Egypt produced hazardous waste like us? Do you think the Romans and the Greeks produced hazardous waste like us? No. Those ancient societies did not produce, hazardous waste like we do. All right? Yeah. They kind of used everything that they would produce. They would reuse things. بيعيدوا استخدام الأشياء. That's what they would do. All right? Okay, let's move on to 6, and we have Taghreed. Yes, go ahead, Taghreed.
Okay. An archaeologist needs to have a strong interest in history.
Good. An archaeologist needs to have a strong interest in history. And it doesn't work, guys, to be an archaeologist because you want to tell us about information. You want to tell us information about people who lived in the past. If you don't know history, enough history, how are you going to tell us about those people, right? So you need to know also information or historical information, let me say, okay, as an archaeologist or a really good archaeologist, all right? Because you need to connect the dots with each other in order to give us information about the past. Thank you. So 7, bottles and Afaf.
Yes. Bottles, paper, and cans are examples of dry waste.
Good. Bottles, اللي هي guys أناني الأزاز. Paper, we know what paper is, and cans, اللي هي الحديد guys, زي علب الفول الحمص, They are examples of what? Dry waste. We call these kinds of waste, dry waste. And these, types of waste can be what? They can be recycled, okay? Yeah. All right, Dalia, thank you so much.
After you cut the grass, please don't put it into a bag and take it in the landfill. Spread it on the garden instead.
Excellent. So we can use this, let me say this, the grass that we cut as a form of fertilizer. Okay. What is a fertilizer? Fertilizer means what? They samad, guys. So the grass that we cut, doesn't need to be thrown into a landfill. We can just, cut the grass and use it as fertilizers for the plants that are in our garden, maybe. Okay. This is what we mean spread. Yes. Spread it means put it all over, everywhere in the garden. Okay. Let's move on to 9. So we have 9 now. Who would like to do that? Siba?
Yes.
Go ahead.
It is sometimes difficult to dispose of an old automobile.
Yeah, it is. An automobile, not automobile, automobile. Automobile means like a car or a truck, okay? That's what it is. So it is sometimes difficult to dispose of such, an item. Where are you going to throw it? I don't know. Just to get rid of it. Is it going to dissolve? I don't know. That's the problem, okay? So let's move on to 10 now. Thank you so much. So automobile is another word for car or truck. You got it? Dispose of means to get rid of. At the end. Who wants to do at the end? Somebody else? Dalia, Abir, Afaf, Ahmed. Come on, guys. Yeah. Taghreed, yalla, go ahead. The last one.
Okay. At the end of the movie, the hero reveals her true identity.
Good. At the end of the movie, the hero does what? Reveals her true identity. Reveals means like shows us, lets the audience know who she is, all right? Yeah, because the hero here is what? Not known. Maybe, like Spider-Man guys, like Superman, their identity is hidden, like not known. At the end, like we know that Superman is Clark. We know that Spider-Man is Pete, for example. Got the idea? So sometimes we have these superheroes, you know what they do? They cover Zorro. They cover their faces. We don't know who they are. But at the end of the movie, you know, like they show us who they are in terms of how they look, I mean, okay? And where they live and so on, this kind of information. All right, let's move on to vocabulary B. So we have now more sentences, guys. We have more sentences. We have more words. Let's make sure that we know these words first of all. So rechargeable, that means you can charge them again. You can, you know, like fill them up with energy. This is what it means to charge again, okay? To include or put energy inside of them. Usually we describe some kinds of batteries as rechargeable, right? Yeah, archaeologist, we just mentioned this. We said this is this person is a kind of, you know, scientist who, you know, looks into old artifacts to find out, you know, like who lived, who used these things and so on, you know. Recycle means what? To reuse something, to probably, you know, add treatment to an item in order to reuse it, right? And then we have, let me say, investigated. Investigate means to you kind of examine something, right? To investigate, examine it, in order to be able to find information about it. End up means like what? To end up is to be there at the very end, right? Where it will be at the end, all right? That's what it means. That's what end up means. And deep means, you know, deep, like very, you know, downward. That's what it means. Or a lot, it means sometimes. So hazardous is taken from the word hazard. A while ago, we said hazard is dangerous. Danger, I'm sorry. So hazardous means dangerous, all right? And actually means for real, all right? Garbage, we know what it means. It means like, you know, trash, things that we don't need, things that we dispose of. On the other hand, we just mentioned it a while ago, we use this connector between, you know, let me say, different kinds of ideas which are opposite to each other. So if we want to talk about the positives of something, then we want to talk about the negatives of something, maybe like mobile phones, you know, they have, they are used in a positive way, but then they could be used in a negative way. So we use on the other hand between the different or opposite ideas. Reveal means to show. We said that. And batteries, we know what they are. They are, you know, little devices or let me say machine, you know, devices. Let's say, okay, let's stick to that, which have you know, some kind of energy inside of them, and they are used to power certain machines at home, usually smaller machines, all right, or devices. Let me say. Okay, now we want to move on to sentence one. And if you would like to participate, guys, come on, let me see hands up for the sentences. I don't think they are hard sentences, right? So let's have you, Afaf, do number one. Yalla. I want more people, not just Siba and Afaf and Dalia and Sundus or Siba, I'm sorry. Yeah, we want more hands, come on. So yes, go ahead, yeah. Afaf, I think I said first, yeah.
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 Don't throw that empty juice bottle away. We can recycle it.
Excellent. So don't throw that empty juice bottle away. We can recycle it. I remember there was a time at Yarmouk University when we had different containers, one for glass, one for plastic, one for paper, right? In order to recycle. And then suddenly, what? We stopped collecting these things and we stopped recycling. Unfortunately, you know, we gave up very quickly. I wonder why we did that. You know, in at many universities in America, they still have that, and at many, let me say, in many neighborhoods in America, they still have different kinds of containers in order to recycle, you know, certain things. All right, yeah. Sentence two, they. Let's have Siba.
Yes,
Yeah, go ahead.
they investigated the area for a week, but they couldn't find anything.
Yeah, they investigated the area for a week, but they couldn't find anything. You know, if somebody is missing, let's hope this never happens, but it did happen before. You know, what do police do? What do detectives do? They go to the area and they investigate and they look for a body maybe for a whole week. And if they find something, well, that's really good. They reveal information. But if they don't, then they consider, you know, sometimes they wait and they reinvestigate again, or they change the place where they would investigate. All right, yeah. Okay, thank you so much. Let's move on to the next sentence, which is she didn't. Tagreed.
Okay. She didn't feel comfortable with him because he asked a lot of deep questions.
Yeah, do you like people who ask you deep questions? When do you sleep? When do you wake up? How much money do you earn? How much money does your mom and dad give you? How do they deal with you? You know, like so many deep questions. Do you like that? Sometimes we don't
No.
like those questions. We feel uncomfortable, okay?
Yeah.
So, yeah, sometimes, and mainly, guys, if we meet people for the first time and they start asking those questions, we don't like that at all, right? Maybe we want to stay away from such people who would ask us such questions, right? Yeah, we're like, well, my mom barely asks me such questions. So how about this stranger? Why would he want to ask me such questions? None of his or her business, right? Yeah. So deep questions are like, you know, probably guys, private questions even here it means, okay? Yeah. Let's move on to sentence 4. Let's have Dalia do 4.
Yeah. I could stay home tomorrow and get some work done. On the other hand, I could take the train to visit my family.
See, Afaf, how the first sentence, I could stay home, is opposite to take a train and visit my family. They're opposites, right? Two different ideas. One means what? To stay and not go anywhere. The other means to leave the house and go to a different city. So that's why in between them we have what? On the other hand. So I could do this, or on the other hand means or. Look, imagine on the other hand is a long phrase, but it could mean here or. So I have to choose between the first, you know, thing and the second thing, all right? So sometimes we have this dilemma, you know, I could go to the party or I could stay home and study for the exam. And, you know, students who really care for grades, who care for their future more, you know, they would stay at home and study and not go to a certain party, while students who just like having fun at the moment, you know, they would go to a party and not do the necessary studying, although the next day they would have an exam. Can you imagine that? So choice is involved over here between when we talk about on the other hand, okay? All right, thank you so much. We want to move on to 5, putting out fires. Let's have Siba do 5, putting out fires.
Putting out fires is hazardous work.
It sure is. So who does this job? Do you know, yeah, Siba or Afaf or Dalia or Abir or Ahmad? Guys, do you know who does that? Who puts out fires? Firefighters, right? Firefighters, we call them, right? Firefighters, اللي هم guys رجال الإطفاء. They put out fires, okay?
Fire.
Yeah, firefighters, all right? So basically they put out fires and, you know, they, save lives of people that are probably in a house, in a building where there is a fire, okay? That's what they do. Now we want to move on to the next sentence, which is sentence 6. Same exercise, but sentence 6, and it's on the next page, which is 103, as you can see. Who would like to do sentence 6? More hands. So I memorized the students who keep now participating. Why don't you be one of them? Let me memorize your name. Huh, guys? Why not? Tagreed? Yes, please do 6 for us.
Okay, doctor. They said they recycled all of their newspaper, but actually they didn't recycle any.
So they are what, Tagreed? They are?
Actually.
Okay, but what are they, those people? They are what? They are liars. When you say you did something and you didn't do it, you didn't actually do it, so you are a liar, right? That's it. So look, they said they recycled all of
liar,
their
yes.
but actually they didn't recycle any at all. يعني بالمرة ولا إشي, right? So yes, the answer to your sentence, I mean, is actually, but I mean the sentence, all of it together. So if somebody says they did something and when you check they didn't, what do you call them? We call them liars, right? Yeah, just, you know, something additional and extra. Alrighty, let's move. Thank you so much. And we want to move on to 7. Let's have Afaf do 7 for us.
The battery of my new camera are rechargeable.
Yeah, but pay attention, Afaf. We want it to be plural, the batteries. Do you know why? Because we said they are not one. Several, okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, and batteries, we use batteries in a camera, not one. I don't think we use just one. We use more than one in a battery, in a camera, I'm sorry. So the batteries for my new camera, what about them? Are rechargeable. Yeah, my cameras, you know, batteries are also rechargeable. Okay, Yani, you can charge them, you know, probably electrically, let me say. I just plug them in overnight, you know, like put them in the electricity, and in the morning they are as good as new. You don't need to throw them away and buy new batteries every time. Okay? Yeah, thank you so much. Good job. Let's move on to Siba. Siba, do you want to do 8 for us?
Yes, that garbage smells terrible.
Good. Sometimes we pass by, you know, a garbage can and we say the sentence, the garbage, that garbage tastes, smells, I'm sorry, terrible, right? Yeah. Maybe there is, you know, like old veggies, old meat, bones, I don't know. Dalia, thank you so much. Dalia, let's do 9.
That woman is a famous archaeologist. She discovered an ancient city.
Amazing, Dalia. So a woman who discovered an ancient city, you know, would be considered an archaeologist. And it seems this woman is not just a regular archaeologist, you know, any archaeologist. She's a famous one. Thank you so much. Let's do 10. Afaf?
Okay. I don't want to end up in a boring job. I hope to find an exciting job.
Good. I think all of you students say this sometimes. Yeah. Like, you know, one day I don't want to end up, you know, like at the end have a boring job. I want to do something exciting, something fun, you know? Many students say that. I remember myself, you know, when I was your age, when I was studying, I always said that I don't want to, you know, end up doing something boring or doing a boring job. I want to find something exciting. And here I am teaching you, as you can see. Thank you so much. Let's move on to exercise C. This should be an easy exercise, guys, all right? So we have words on the right, here they are, and we have words on the left, and it says here in the exercise, match the word that means the opposite. So we don't want to match words that mean the same. We want to match words that mean the opposite. Let me do the first one, okay? The first one, get along. Get along means like to be friends, guys, and to be friendly with each other. So the opposite of that is what? It is to fight. Me and my sister, we get along. Somebody might say something like, no, no, no. Me and my sister, guess what? We don't get along. We fight, like the opposite. Okay? So opposite. And listen, guys, the word antonym also means opposite. So in the exam, if I tell you what is the antonym of get along, or what is the opposite, it's the same. Antonym and opposite mean the same things, all right? So you tell me fight, okay? All right, Siba, do you want to do 2? Listen, Siba, do 2 and 3 and 4.
Okay. Remote with G. Nearby.
Nearby, Siba. Because remote means far away and nearby means close. So
Nearby.
here they are opposites, okay? Yeah, do the third one.
Separate with F. Combine.
Good. Separate means, guys, to disconnect. In Arabic, we say yafsil, to separate, right? And the opposite of it is, as Siba just said, is combine. Yani put together, yajma. Put things together, mix them together in a way, or put them together. Yeah. How about 4, Siba?
Illiterate with A. Literate.
Yeah, this should be easy. Illiterate means, in Arabic we say غير متعلم, and literate means somebody who can read and write. متعلم.
Yeah.
Usually when we talk about متعلم, somebody who can read and write. Illiterate, somebody who cannot read and write. You know? Yeah, that's what it means. Thank you so much, Siba. Who would like to do 5, 6, and 7 now? Because they are, you know, quick. You know, you can do them quickly. 5, 6, and 7. So if we don't have any hands up, let's take a look at 5. 5 means roughly, okay? And we want to find the opposite mean. Roughly means about, حوالي, guys, not exactly. So what is the opposite of not exactly? It's going to be what? K. Look at it. Look at K. K means exactly. So not exactly and exactly are opposites. Opposites, all right? They're or opposite to each other. The word hollow, hollow means empty, guys. مجوف وفارغ. That's what it means in Arabic. So the opposite of it is what? It's going to be, E solid. Solid means, guys, you know, that is, it's full. Yani if you want to buy gold, guys, would you like to buy, you know, solid gold or hollow gold? Of course, you want solid because it's gonna weigh more and it would cost more money, right? Yeah. Now the next word, as you can see, delayed, right? Something is delayed, like late, it means, right? The opposite of being late is what? On time.
B.
On time, to be on time, all right? Do you like people who are delayed or who are on time?
On time.
Yeah.
On time.
All right. And then we have 8, no longer ma'ad, we say. It's like done. All right. It doesn't happen anymore, no longer. They are no longer here. But the opposite of no longer is what?
Training.
JKL, still mazala. All right. That's what it means. And then we have the word humid, you know, ratib, right? The opposite of it is what? As you can see here it is, and it is dry. Humid and dry are opposites. Then we have the word decrease. This is easy. What's the opposite?
Increase.
Decrease, because decrease means to go down and increase means to go up, like
Up.
have more. Then we have the word overpopulated. That is to have people in a place more than, you know, it can hold. Like if you go to a wedding, what do you say sometimes? Oh my God, the wedding was overpopulated. Like there were too many people. You could not see the bride. You could not dance. You could not enjoy yourself, right? So the opposite of overpopulated is what? Underpopulated, like not having many people. You know, all the chairs were empty. What do you say? It was underpopulated. You know, nobody was participating and so on. Okay, so this is about this exercise, guys. Now we want to move on to the next exercise, which is the multiple choice exercise. So we have sentences that we need to complete, but we need to think about the text that we read and you know, the one we analyzed. Do you want to do the first one, Siba? Because I see your hand up.
Yes, Doctor.
Go ahead.
The project is A, a university program, B, a
Good. What
type
is the garbage project? If you read the text or if you listen to my explanation of it, you would understand. It is a university program. Yes, برنامج جامعي. Remember, we said that it took place where? At the University of Arizona. It's not a type of landfill. It's not it's not both A and B. It's just a university program. Yes, thank you so much. So question 2. Anybody else besides Siba? Then I will do it if nobody else wants to. Poisonous chemicals pollute what? Water. Water. This is what we said. Because we meant, you know, what did we mean by poisonous chemicals? We meant batteries, we meant motor oil in the text itself. That's what we meant, guys, by it. And we said that, you know, if we throw these items in landfills, you know what? They will mix with the rain water that falls, and they will, you know, go to the bottom of the of soil, and they will contaminate our freshwater resources, you know? Yes, thank you. Afaf, you want to do the next one?
Yeah. The garbage project is more than 30 years old.
Yeah, good job. So let me just flip this for us, Afaf, so that, you know, for the students to see the other questions. Here they are, guys. Yeah, so more questions, and your friend just answered this one over here. The garbage project is more than 30 years old. Yeah, if you take a look at the dates, yeah, it is more than 30 years old, honestly speaking. Let's move on to 4.
Doctor,
Yeah,
it began in 1973.
yeah, I know what you want to say. Listen to me. Who are you? Who's speaking?
Sabah.
Siba, listen, Siba. We look at my answers, 30 and 50. You know what we did? First, we said it's about 50 or more. Then we said, according to the book, when this book was published, the book was published in, you know, the year what? If you take a look at the book and when it was published in which year? 2005. So what we did, me and the other students, when we read this, we, you know, decided that let's think about the book when the book was published and when, you know, the project began, and we discovered it was more than 30 and not more than 50. Got it?
Okay.
Do you understand what I said?
Yes, yes. Thank you.
So this question was asked when the book was published or a bit before it, you know, and that's why we said 30. Okay. So thank you so much for your, attention. Let's move on to question 4, the first recycling program. Yeah, who would like to do that? Dalia? Yeah.
The first recycling program in North America was in Canada.
The first recycling program, yes, it did take place in Canada. Yani true, Arizona began with the, garbage project, but they did not begin, recycling right away. That's the funny thing. So the project traveled to Canada, imagine, to Toronto, Canada. Toronto is a city in Canada. And, when they established the project and, let me say, certain information revealed about the, garbage and so on, they decided right away to recycle, and long before Arizona did. Yeah, thank you so much. Let's move on to 5. We have who? Siba? Okay.
Garbage in landfills disappears slowly.
Good job. Garbage in landfills disappears slowly and that not fast. Do you know how we knew that? Do you know how, Siba?
In the text, they write it.
Excellent. In the text, do you know what they said? They said, imagine that they found, look, I'm reading from the book now. The book is right in my hands, It says that they found, imagine, listen to this. Newspapers from 1948. They found hot dogs, which are 40 years old. Hot dogs. Can you imagine, guys? They found lettuce, khas, from 1970. Can you imagine, guys? So what does this tell you? This tells you that garbage does not, let me say, dissolve quickly or, break quickly. Got it, guys?
قبل كاتبين.
What are we doing? We're doing 7, right? And it shows that people sometimes say one thing and do something else. Where is this found? This is found in which, paragraph? That is paragraph, I think line 34. Okay? We don't know how much garbage we put into our landfills. This is something else, right? And is there something else besides that? Huh?
In line 20, Doctor.
Okay, line 30, right? The garbage project also revealed that what people say they do is often very different from what they actually do, right? This one you want, right? Yeah, this is it. So we think that we don't, throw a lot of garbage, but it turns out that we do, based on the information that, was revealed in the garbage project. So sometimes say one thing and do something else. Okay, thank you so much. How about 8, hazardous waste? Siba, do you want to do 8?
Yes, Doctor.
Yeah, where does hazardous waste come from?
See both ordinary house and factories.
Exactly, because many of us, guess what? We think that hazardous waste only comes from factories. But be careful, guys. We also at home produce hazardous waste. Do you know what kinds of hazardous waste we might produce or throw away? We said 2 kinds. Who knows?
Battery.
Excellent. Batteries. All of us have batteries at home. Do you have batteries, Siba, at home?
Yes.
So you also are a participant in this. You produce hazardous waste. Does your father have a car, or your brother, or your relative?
Yes.
Yeah. So motor oil is also part of, the hazardous waste that we're talking about. So all of us really at home, produce hazardous waste, okay? All right, guys, we want to stop here, honestly speaking. So if you have any question before I leave, let me know. Next time we will do comprehension questions, and we will do all the questions to the end tomorrow, inshallah. Okay, that's the plan. So tomorrow we want to try to finish all the exercises. Please, guys, do the exercises at home so that when we come here, you can all participate, and I can see your hands up, and this could be saved, and I could, let me say, give you some kind of a reward later on, all right, because of your participation. All right. So we want to stop here, but if you have any questions, I am willing to listen to you before I say goodbye. All right, so I want to stop sharing right now, and if you have any questions, I want to listen to you, all right? Any questions, guys? Everything's clear, everything's great, right?
No, Doctor.